Yoda shor koneu chomor e musbalav. When Yeshaya begins criticizing, when he begins rebuking the Jewish nation, he says to them these words: the ox knows its owner. The donkey knows the stall of its master. But Ami, my nation, lo izbone, my nation doesn't contemplate, my nation doesn't understand. The Jewish people don't recognize Hashem, they don't recognize its master. And Rashi on that pasuk explains that Shaya HaNavi meant these words literally. Explains Rashi that Yeshaya HaNavi was saying, the Jewish nation, you're worse than an animal. Hashem says, the animals follow my edicts. The ox doesn't wake up one morning and say, I'm not plowing. The donkey doesn't say, I'm no longer carrying the loads. The edicts, the decrees, the system I created for the animals, they follow. But you, the Klal Yisrael, you don't. You veered off. You are lower than the behemoths, lower than the animals. And that's how Rashi explains this pasuk. And this Rashi is rather difficult to understand. Because if you've ever watched a man mount a horse, you'll note that the horse weighs 1,500 pounds and the man might weigh 150 pounds. The man whips the horse and the horse gallops. The man pulls the reins left and the horse steers left. The man pulls the reins right and the animal follows suit. Not once does the horse say, I don't want to go. Not once does the horse say, I want to go left instead of right. And that's because Hashem implanted into the nature of an animal a certain domestication, a certain subservience to man. That's its teva, that's its nature. But the human being is very different. The human being has various desires, various traits, all types of things going on. So how could Hashem compare the Jewish nation and say you're lower than behemoths? Of course a behemoth follows its nature because Hashem gave it only one nature. But the human is very different. We have vastly different competing desires. And in fact, if we give in to our desires, it doesn't make us lower than behemoths. Maybe we're not great, but we're surely no lower than the animals. And I believe the answer to this Rashi is a profound understanding of the human. And that is, when Hashem gave us two competing natures, that means they are divorced, separate, each one crying out for its fulfillment. Within me there is a desire to do that which is good, proper, and right. Within me there's a desire to help, to be magnanimous. Within me there's a desire to cling to my Creator and to live a life of fulfillment and perfection. And within me is a competing set of desires. Within me is an entire animal nature, an entire nefesh bahami that desires only that which the animal kingdom desires, to eat, to procreate, to exist in an animalistic fashion. But within me are two competing voices, two competing sets of nature. And I believe what Rashi is telling us is that the criticism against the Klal Yisrael is real. You had a nature to do what's right, what's proper. Inborn within you, implanted within you is all of the instincts that you need to become great, to become a truly perfect human being. Why didn't you listen to that nature? You listened to the other nature, you listened to the nefesh bahami, to the animal instincts. What you did was you lowered yourself less than the behemoth. Why? Because it's instinctual, it's natural to the human to follow the voices that were within him. You have the choice. You could have listened to the voice inside of greatness, of nobility. You could have followed that nature and then you would have been exalted. The fact that you didn't is because you perverted your nature. You went against that voice and elected to choose to listen to the other voice. That was a choice that you made. But what this Rashi is teaching us is that within the human is greatness. Within the human is nobility. Within the human being is a voice that tells me to do everything that's right and proper. And I believe this Rashi is teaching us a fundamental yesod. If a person wants to live a life of meaning and purpose, you have to just tune into the voice inside. We have a Torah, we have a system that Hashem gave us to help align us with it, but it resonates within me. When I listen to the Torah, when I obey its commands and its edicts, it resonates because within me there's a voice that wants to do what's right, what's proper, what's good. And when I follow the Torah way, there's a sense of balance and harmony. When I do the opposite, not only am I perverting my nature, I'm damaging the entire system, there's a sense of imbalance, a sense of disharmony, because I'm ignoring that higher voice, that aspiration's inside. What Yeshaya HaNavi is teaching us is the human being can and easily fulfill that voice and live a life of greatness, depth, and perfection.